Mirage built around her Eclipse was always fun, but we've all experienced that RNG of randomly getting wrecked by enemies who randomly don't care about her mirrors or holograms. Cause apart from that random feature to survive, she's really fragile. Even her Eclipse adds to randomness of survivability with different bonuses in the light and in the dark. I like a lot of stuff about her. Damage buff is always neat, her passive is fun to me as I really enjoy movement in Wolf Frame. Her Hollow Mirror's ability has one of the best casting animations, but that random survivability was always a deal breaker for me. Since the addition of Deimos and Entrati, that has changed. When you feed your Nova to the big mouth, you get to use her first ability on any frame. Nullstar has pros and cons, but with Mirage, even some cons work with the Eclipse build. Nullstar offers 5% damage reduction per star, and you can have up to 18 stars, which results in 90% damage reduction. Now, that reduction only applies to health for some reason, not shields. It sounds nice, but the way you build around it is a tad less intuitive. See, it's ability duration that adds more stars. So you have to build for a very high duration, over 300%. Which works well with Mirage, as her Eclipse and Mirrors do like duration. And it stacks well with Narrow-Minded's negative range, because when in range, stars will fly off from you and damage the enemy that's trespassing. Each star you lose is minus 5% on your total damage reduction. Narrow-Minded also fits the overall Eclipse build in a sense of which ability you get to toss out, because that mod turns her second and fourth ability into useless abilities. So pick whichever you want to toss. I tossed out her Sleight of Hand. Losing stars does sound bad, so staying out of that few meter range is recommended. But either way, Nova offers an augment for Nullstar that allows you to launch all the stars at enemies and recast them again to be back at 90% damage reduction. So it is somewhat reliable. So to build this compared to your standard Eclipse build, you might sacrifice a little bit of ability strength, but you get the tank a lot, under the condition that you are not playing melee. Ability strength sacrifice is not as big as it might seem, as by default, Mirage's Mirrors and Eclipse are not energy hungry, especially now with very high duration. So this is one of the few builds where I'll actually recommend using Blind Rage, as that efficiency penalty is next to harmless. So it's 4 mods for duration, Nullstar Augment, Blind Rage, and 2 Umbral mods. That's the build. Reason I'm using Umbral Vitality is because Nullstar reduces damage to health, so more health the merrier. Mirage offers such a strong damage buff that you're likely to wipe everything before it reaches that range at which stars start going out. Though I think it's fair to say that Nullstar is one of those helmet abilities that just can't be as good on any Wolf frame apart from its original frame. Nova's overwhelming crowd control lets you control that damage reduction much better than anywhere else, and on any other frame with strong crowd control, using Narrow-Minded ruins that crowd control. But with Mirage, it works as good as it gets. One thing that might be an issue is so many effects cluttering your screen. Her holograms are visually loud. 18 stars around you can also be distracting. To mitigate that, I suggest using some dark energy color. I've been told that people did some tests with Smoke Color Palette, and this color gives you the least VFX clutter. Though, it seems a lot of people use Mirage to make the highest possible amount of visual clutter for everyone, so guess you know your builds and colors to make your teammates blind. Whichever side your heart lays in, the dark or the bright energy color, this will help you survive more with Mirage. Even without it, you can get away with Rolling Guard, but I don't like rolling like that. Hope you enjoyed the build. Like the video, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.